Alright guys, welcome back to the channel, welcome back to Further Beyond Gaming, and welcome back to another Genshin Impact video. Now in today's video, I thought it would be really fun to talk about some characters that you can run alongside your Hu Tao that will help her out tremendously, whether it be support, sub DPS, or anything else in between. So we're going to go ahead and talk about that in today's video. I do hope you enjoy, and let's go ahead and jump straight into it. Now, really quickly, before we deep dive into what today's video is all about, I wanted to take a moment to thank you guys, the Hu Tao Nation, for all of your kind words and support on the channel as of late. It has been incredible, and I wanted to take a moment to thank you guys so much for everything that you've been doing. You guys are amazing. Now, we're going to talk about the characters that will be great for your Hu Tao, but there's a few things that I wanted to go ahead and explain first before we do that. Now, the first thing that I wanted to explain is that Hu Tao is a pyro character. That should be obvious. But the reason why I state that is because she's pyro, she really will fit with just about any one of these characters, because pyro and their reactions with other elements is really nice. And so basically, each and every one of these characters will work really well with your Hu Tao. You can go ahead and place any one of them on there and they will fit. But this video is about which ones will work better than others for your Hu Tao, right? So we're going to go ahead and jump into that. Now, not to make things too convoluted, and I do want to be kind of sweet and to the point, we're going to be taking a look at just a few. And you really have to take a look at your account and what will fit on your team specifically, and the type of team that you want to build around your Hu Tao. And keep in mind, we're going to be looking at Hu Tao as if you're running her as a main DPS. So for the most part, we're going to be looking at the best support characters as well as the best secondary or sub DPS that you can have running alongside your Hu Tao. Now, first and foremost, I did want to go ahead and talk about the girl Ganyu. Ganyu, I think, is going to be one of the best characters to run alongside your Hu Tao. One, because she's cryo. Two, because she's an absolutely fantastic support. But three, she can also be a secondary or even a main DPS for your Hu Tao. So you have to remember the way Hu Tao's gameplay style works. If you're doing it optimally, is that you're going to pop her elemental skill and then she's going to have a cooldown where you would want to switch into another character. This is realistically going to be a sub or secondary DPS for you. Ganyu is going to be able to fill that role absolutely fantastically because of her kit and how she works. Now, the other reason why I think Ganyu is going to be one of the best characters that you can run alongside your Hu Tao is because of the elemental skill, providing a taunt and AoE cryo damage when it explodes, so then you can proc those melt comps. But the taunt specifically because you can switch into your Hu Tao, pop the elemental skill, and then just start charging around like no one's business and be perfectly fine. Right now, also her elemental burst is extremely good, especially with Hu Tao, because it has this very large AoE where it's going to be doing constant cryo damage and constantly applying the cryo effect on the enemies. Once again, procting the melt comps very frequently and consistently and allowing your Hu Tao to hit even harder. So Ganyu, one of the best options in my opinion, absolutely top tier to run alongside your Hu Tao. Now, the next character I did want to speak about is Zhong Li Big Daddy himself, and the reason being is because of the shield that he's able to apply is going to be really great with your Hu Tao, because it's going to allow you to be able to switch into your Hu Tao, be protected, and be able to have no cares in the world when you're doing your attack and allowing Hu Tao to do what Hu Tao does. Also, the elemental burst is going to be absolutely fantastic, because not only is it going to be doing some good damage, but it's also going to petrify the enemies and allow you to run around with Hu Tao and do some crazy stuff. So, Zhong Li, absolutely fantastic, especially if you plan on running the Bolide artifact set, because if you have that shield up, then you're getting that, 40% increased damage when it comes to charge attacks. So a really good option here in Zhong Li. I like Zhong Li as a support to run alongside your Hu Tao. Fantastic. Now, another character that I did want to mention, and I think this is going to be a sneaky good option, is the boy Child. I think he's going to be a sneaky good option because, one, he's Hydro, so we're going to be able to proc those Vaporize comps, right? Really nice right there. But he's also going to be able to be a sub-secondary DPS or even a main DPS, just depending on how well you have him built out. So you're going to be able to use your Hu Tao, pop the elemental burst, or elemental skill, excuse me, wait for that to run out. Once it does, you can switch into your child, pop his elemental skill, and the synergy between the two is going to be really good, because both of these characters are going to allow each other to not only hit harder, but synergize in the aspect that while one is on cooldown, the other one can come out and you still be doing damage. And then once they're on cooldown, switch back out. Really good stuff. Not to mention, Child's elemental burst is going to hit like a truck. We all know that, as well as Hu Tao's elemental burst is probably going to hit like a truck as well. The synergy between these two characters, I think, is a little slept on, and I think they're going to be great. Also, I wanted to take this time as well to mention that if there's anything that I missed, or if you guys have some additional opinions or insight, let me know. You guys are wicked smart, and sometimes I miss things, and I'm learning about this game each and every day, new things. So I implore you, in the comments down below, let me know what you guys think, and let me know what type of teams you plan on running in characters. Now, the other one I did want to mention is the boy Bennett right here, strictly really because of his elemental burst. Is going to be nice, and his elemental skill, I believe, is going to allow Hu Tao to get some energy as well. But of course, his elemental burst, Bennett is just good on any team, as well as you can proc the elemental resonance with the double pyro, so not bad. I did want to quickly mention Fischl though. I did not want to just pass her on by, because I know I would get some people in the comment section stating something, because you can throw Oz out there and proc overload and not have her be out on the field, and she could be a pretty decent secondary sub DPS when Hu Tao is on her cooldown. So Fischl, definitely an option that you can look at. I did not want to overlook her. Now, the other character that I did want to go ahead and mention is Shincho, because once again, he's Hydro, so we can get the vaporized comps going, but he also provides a bit of a shield, much like Zhong Li, as well as a bit of healing, which is always going to be really nice. You just have to, make sure you mitigate that. And then his elemental burst is going to be able to allow him to hit pretty hard, as well as when Hu Tao's on that cooldown, you could take him out and, do some decent damage, at least stall for time to be able to get Hu Tao back in. So Shincho, I think, is going to be a fantastic option, one that you would want to look at, especially if you have him built out properly. Really good character right here, and a good support with your Hu Tao. The other character I did want to mention, and I didn't want to overlook, is Kaya, just because of how well he's able to apply the cryo, the frequency he's able to do that, and the consistency. So Kaya, fantastic option. Didn't want to overlook him. I wanted to make sure to mention him. Albedo, we all know Albedo is just a fantastic support. His elemental skill is fantastic. I think this is where you're going to benefit the most from him, because the Solar Isotoma is going to allow your Hu Tao to hit harder. So really good option right here, especially if you have some constellations on your Albedo. Very nice stuff. So Albedo, really good option. Mona, we all know Mona is going to be a good option with Hu Tao because of her elemental skill, being able to apply the taunt, her elemental burst, being able to do some really good damage, consistently apply the hydro status on the enemies, get the vaporized comps going, allow your Hu Tao to hit harder. Just so many good benefits with Mona. If you have her built out, if you have her on your account, this is a character that I think you should look into going ahead and running on a team alongside your Hu Tao. Now, Sucrose is a sneaky, well, I shouldn't say a sneaky good option. I think we all know Sucrose will be a good option to run with your Hu Tao because of what she can do. She can CC the enemies. She can go ahead and provide additional elemental masteries. So whatever elemental reactions you're popping off, they're going to be popping off a little bit harder. So Sucrose, we all know, great option, great option. Daiona is one that I wanted to speak about, and not necessarily because of her healing, but because of the shield she can provide your Hu Tao, as well as the consistency of being able to apply the cryo, so for those melt comps. Daiona, do not sleep on Daiona. If you have her built out, if she's a character you use often, or one that you were thinking about building out, but you didn't know the reason why or didn't have a reason, this would be a good one, especially if you're going for Hu Tao. So Daiona, do not sleep on her. Chongyun, absolutely fantastic. I think we all know that because not only can he apply the cryo pretty consistently, but whenever Hu Tao's on the cooldown, you can switch into your Chongyun and he can do some decent damage for you depending on the build you have for him. So Chongyun, do not sleep on him. Also, I did want to mention if you have the Wolf's Gravestone, really good stuff going on here then. Chongyun, I like that option. And then I did want to make sure to mention the boy Venti. Venti is going to be good for the CC. The only thing I'm afraid of with Venti is with his elemental burst. When you switch into your Hu Tao and you pop the elemental skill and then you start doing your charge attacks, because they lift the enemies up a bit off the ground, and we all know Hu Tao's a bit short, I don't know if the charge attacks are going to be hitting consistently. I sure hope so. Gonna have to test it out. But another good thing about the elemental burst as well is that it will deal additional elemental damage of that type. Really good stuff right there. Knock up on the elemental skill. Just really occupying the enemies so that they can't really do anything to your Hu Tao. Venti, I think it's going to be a good option. I know people are going to ask about Chi-Chi, and I purposely didn't mention Chi-Chi because I just don't think she's going to be the best option. I think you're better off going with Daiona. She does the healing, which is, you know, going to be pretty okay with your Hu Tao. The only thing is that Hu Tao has self-healing, so she is self-sufficient. She doesn't necessarily need it. As well as Chi-Chi, I don't believe is able to apply the cryo consistently like the other ones that I mentioned. So, you know, Chi-Chi's still a good option. You can definitely go ahead and run her, but I don't think she's going to be the best option for you. Now, at this point in time, guys, those are the characters that I think are going to be the best for your Hu Tao. I think those are the characters that are going to be the best to run alongside her. Now, it is up to you, in my opinion, and I thought this would be the most advantageous way to tackle this. It's up to you to go ahead and take a look at the characters that you have on your account. Take a look at which ones that you use or which ones you have built out. And then just kind of decide how you want to build the team. Get creative, have fun with it, and understand that because Hu Tao's Pyro, because of her kit, she's very flexible, and you can make crazy and wacky teams and really just test out different things and different options. So anyways, guys, I hope this video helped. I hope it gave you a bit of an idea of what you want to do or which direction you want to go with your team. If you guys want to discuss it more in the comments down below, we can definitely do that. If you guys have any additional questions or still unsure about a few things, let me know about that in the comments down below as well. But nonetheless, guys, thank you guys thank you guys so much for all your support, and I'm gonna get out of here. Remember to stand out, be different, have fun, go further beyond in everything that you do, and until next time, my boys, until next time, it's your homie Cody GT, and I'm out. Bye, guys.